Okay, this is a review of Google Drive, the iPad app. This allows you to access your Google Drive natively on the iPad rather than going through Safari browser or some other web browser from within an iPad. So it's a native app, which adds much more features than what you get by going through Safari and Google, which traditionally has been um, not super compatible with Google Documents. So an iPad app native for Google Drive is really great. So I'm going to sign in, and you sign in using your Google email address or any Google account that you have, which I will do that with this account I've used in the past. And I'm just going to cover up my password for a moment. Okay, so as soon as you get in with your password, now you are in your Google Drive My Drive folder, which is the folder that houses all of your files and folders that you created or owned. And so let's go and check out some of these features here. So it's got your folders organized at the top and your files at the bottom, and these are all alphabetized. And so up here we got our search bar, so searching for any file names. A refresh button, because this is synced to your Google Drive, it's always good to refresh to get sort of the latest items refreshed. And then it has your add button. So your add button is where you can add a new document or a new folder. You can upload a photo or video, or you can use your camera and then store what you take, the pictures you take or the video you take into your drive. So I'm going to create a new Google Doc, and you give it a name. So I'll call this Practice. Create it. And the nice thing about this native app is that it really gives you great editing for your Google Documents, and it gives you many of the features that you would have for word processing. So if we wanted to take this and bold that, or take iPad and change the font of it, and increase the size of that font, and center. So you've got a lot of those features, which is great. This little button here is your who else is viewing. So as you know, with Google Documents, the power of Google Documents, Google Drive, is that it's a great collaboration tool. So if you share your documents with any others, then you can see who is viewing the document by just clicking on that button. So I'll click Done here, and I will close out this. And again, hitting refresh kind of brings everything into current status. So there's my document that I just created, and if I click on here, it gives me more details about that document. So it gives a little preview window, but I think what I typed in was so small it doesn't really have much of a preview. Allows you to edit directly right here. Tells you when it was last modified, if you want to make this available offline in case you don't have Wi-Fi access. And this is great because it gives you an opportunity to add editors or commenters or viewers directly in this handy details pane. And then also, this is a place where you can do other actions with these documents. So again, a share button. Need to rename, you want to move it into a folder, or you want to remove it from your drive completely and put it in the trash. So I'm just going to close this one out here, And if I wanted to make sure I always know where that is, I can favorite that or star that. Google calls it starring. And so when you star, then it shows up at the top of your starred list. So that's a nice feature. So there's your My Drive folder. That is for all the files you own or created, shared with me, or for folders and documents that others have shared with you. And so if you pull up any of these in the details, again, it gives you a little preview. Same thing, if you have editing privileges, you can go and edit, and then here's what's nice, it shows you who has access, and again, you can, if you have the privileges, you can add more folks to it by clicking on the add button. So you're adding more collaborators. And then the recent folder is a nice place to go because whether it's a document you own or whether it's something that someone has shared with you, you actually get this in chronological order. So your most recent is at the top. Then your offline folder, which I don't have any offline files, but that is where you would be have your files offline that then you would update when you get into Wi-Fi, into a Wi-Fi zone. So one other thing just to highlight is that down here is your settings button. And there isn't a whole lot to configure, but this is where you would sign in and sign out. If you feel like you need to sign out, you can. If you stay signed in, that means whenever you get to your Google Drive app, it will always take you to where you left off. So, or if you have multiple accounts, multiple Google accounts, you can sign in and out here into your different accounts. So one of the great features about it is it really has native support, native application support for particularly Google Documents. It allows you to really edit Google Documents probably in the best way Google has implemented so far for Google Docs on an iPad. Limitation is that you only have viewing abilities for spreadsheets and presentations. Maybe in the future they will add editing ability for spreadsheets and presentations. But right now it's only viewing. So if you need to edit and you're a user of Google Docs, you need to edit documents, Google Drive is a great app for that. So great, thanks for watching, bye.